In the last episode, I was on the attack. I focused on my encircling techniques and following the Schwerpunkt idea of choosing a point of main effort to focus your attack in strength. Some things went well, some things went poorly. But now, it's time for Max Kreig to hold the line against the onslaught of the Soviets. German World War II Doctrine in Gates of Hell, Ostfront. If you haven't watched part 1, I suggest you do so as I give more context around my choice of reference. I am defending in this next battle day 2 of Conquest, so all of my references are about defense. I have some really nice diagrams again from a combat study done by the US military on German defense doctrine on the Eastern Front. These are some really nice explanations and you can take them very literally. I've included a few and it really helps me grasp the idea. So now let's jump into the game and get started on day 2. I am running some mods on this series. Here they are if you want to check them out. Hopefully I can show this BM blood mod off, as it's quite fun when you get some nice hits. It's time to reinforce and rearm and unlock some more units. So I'm going to sell these T37s just so I can have more currency. I do like keeping the Maxim, and maybe I will just keep one. It's tempting. That shield. Resupply all, this button here. And then all of my squads are back to full strength. I want to build out this first stage as a support company or platoon. It's probably going to be more platoon size. So I've got that Maxim, and I'll get an MG4T2. I'll add the mortar, and I'm going to get another mortar. 8 centimeter, because I think mortars are just great on defense. They can really mess up infantry squads. I'll get some more ammo. I'm just conscious of how many points I've got left. So now back, wow, I've got 9 research points, but I did put this conquest on the high economy. Time to unlock some units. I'm not going to get any more infantry. I kind of want to focus on building up this little tank unit I've got in mind. So I'm going to just go down the tree. Oh, I'm there. Should I get the 5th? No, I'm going to get this. That's going to be more useful. After recording this, I found out that only 2 Grille M's ever existed. There's some photos of them in Prague, and that's about it. It's a pretty crazy stat and number, especially for it to be in a game. Now I'm reinforced. I'm going to go crazy and just get 2 AT riflemen. Hopefully to stop any more disasters like my last episode with that T37. I should have maybe got engineers, but that's okay because I'm going to try keep a mobile defense, and you'll see why, where I explain my strategy for this battle. Disaster fell upon me recording this episode, and there was an issue with the audio recording, so I had to restart the battle, and for some reason in the Conquest, I am no longer defending Hilltop. It's still day 2, but I'm defending on a different map that I can't pronounce. So Sorry about that, but it's just the way it is. As the game loads up, let's do a little history lesson on German defence doctrine. So, at the end of World War II, 1917 to 18, Germany already had an in-depth defence doctrine. So, the enemy is attacking from the north, and there is an outpost zone that delays the enemy while the battle zone prepares, and then the rearward zone can see the enemy and then fire upon them. Here's a nice cross-section of the German defence zones. So we've got the outpost zone on the forward slope of the hill, so they have eyesight on the enemy that's coming. And then we have the battle zone on the reverse slope, which if you watched any of my other videos, you might recognise my preference in doing that. And then the rearward zone where you'd have your artillery and anti-tank guns, because you'll be taking on the tanks when they cross this point here. So your anti-tank guns will have sight lines and the field of fire to knock out the tanks. Moving on, in 1933, Germany had the elastic defence, but it's pretty much the same. And it fundamentally doesn't change since World War I, really. However, they start putting advanced positions in forward of the outpost zone. So when the enemy attack develops, here's the advanced positions, these forces can withdraw and live to fight another day. Here's a nice example of the outpost zone and the battle zone. As you can see, these dots are foxholes and the hexagons are strong points. So it's a nice visual representation of what I'm going to try to do in this battle. Then if we come over here, we've got a closer example. So if we imagine this is our objective, we want to create these strong points and have foxholes dotted about, send patrols out between the strong points. But yeah, want to create a little nest of strong points, so if the enemy does get through, we can quickly counter attack, just like it's showing here. So that's the plan for this conquest. Here's an example, but on a macro scale. You've got the objective, say, or a real strong point where all your reserves are, and then you've got forward squad positions with 1 or 2 foxholes dotted about for sight lines, but also just all around defence. And then we've got gun positions here too. So these are just some really good examples, and this is what I'm going to focus on. 3 lines of defence, but also creating these strong points with foxholes surrounding it. So that's the plan, and let's get into the game. Here we go. Let's spawn everybody in because I can, and I'll just quickly organise the squads as I'm here. So Max Kreig leading the way once again, and him and a medic are going to join first squad, and then get another medic to join second squad, and then this is third squad, this is fourth squad. I'll pause the game, and now I just want to take a good look at this map and where the objectives are placed, because I ideally want my objectives to be my rearward zone, so my line that is third back and the farthest away from the enemy. So if I base my defence off of that, I want a battle zone most likely around here, these houses here, and then an outpost zone in front of these houses here. However, I recently read a reference about not putting your infantry and forces in the first line of a town or a village, as those buildings will draw the most fire, and of course it's what the enemy are going to fire on. So you ideally want your forces outside of the town, which is not possible because we'd be out the map. And if you can't do that, you can get them within the town. So my outpost zone is going to be behind these buildings. It will cause problems with my sight lines. However, I can position a few infantry just watching, peeking, and looking out for the Soviets. Moving on, it's quite nice that both objectives are pretty much next to each other. So I don't have to split my forces, because there has been plenty of times where they are the other side of the map and you do have to completely split your force. So again, I want the objective as the rearward zone, or maybe just behind the objective behind this wall. And then I'm going to make the battle zone here, just because it has the most cover and the enemy have to enter. And then I'll have an outpost zone probably around here, hidden by the houses, but also a position the enemy will have to get around. So that's the plan. The 3 lines, and then a few strong points, and then foxholes dotted about in 3 lines essentially. I'm not going to put any infantry in the rearward zone. I might have some of my support units and Gren riflemen, that sort of thing, so I can use them to counter attacks. But yeah, let's get moving, let's get building. I should have really just got engineers, but I'm planning to do that in a later episode, just so I don't overload these episodes with everything. I always just end up clicking between the map, but it's just not efficient. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the left side of the menu and you move units up this way. The Maxim I snatched, I'll get him on this battle zone. And then the MG42, I'll get him in this battle zone. And then I'm going to split the mortars evenly. I'm going to put 1 mortar in the rearward zone. And another mortar in this rearward zone. Because if my rearward zone is within range of my battle zone, that's ideal. So I might have to bring him a little bit forward, actually, if my battle zone is going to be this point here. So I'm going to make sure 3rd squad is coming here. In fact, because 2nd squad has the medic, 2nd squad can be in the battle zone, and then the 3rd squad can be in the outpost zone. Same with this objective, 1st squad can be in the battle zone, and then 4th squad, who's left, can be in the outpost zone. So what else do I have? I have these anti-tank riflemen, and I think I'm going to want these in the battle zone. And I'll put my Gren riflemen in the outpost zone. It'll be nice to do in further episodes where I can create the advanced position with vehicles, so I can withdraw them once the enemy attack gets too heavy. And I'll do the same on the other point. Or maybe I'll do it the other way. I'll get the anti-tank riflemen in the outpost zone. And then the Gren riflemen in the battle zone. Right, I'm probably running out of time till the enemy spawns. And I'm quite close to that spawn, to be honest. So here is going to be a strong point behind this building, so it protects me from fire. And then I'll get a couple of guys on the flanks of this strong point just watching. And then I'll dot foxholes around like we saw on the diagram. And then I'm going to break this squad up with shortcut K so they all stay in the right place. And then here's going to be the strong point. Get some foxholes around it too. And then the wall as defense. Get positions in this rubble. And I'll split that squad up too with K. Once again, strong point here. What's happening? Don't know what's happening. Try again. Strong point here. And then foxholes dotted about. And then I might make another strong point here just to watch this rail line. And then dot some foxholes about. I'll split that squad up too. But I don't think I'll be able to dig all of those foxholes. Luckily, 6 minutes in, the enemy's still not here, but they're going to be here any second, so I need to speed up. Strong point for this outpost zone. And obviously the enemy has arrived. I've got Maxim doing some damage already. So, didn't manage to dig in. Should have almost definitely built the outpost zones first, because obviously that's going to be the first thing. Where's one going? Yeah, that's going to be the first thing the enemy hits, so I should have done those first. But I know that for next time now. This MG should probably be in a better position. Oh. I need to get my guys out the sight lines of that gun. Where's my mortar? Can I get him in range to knock out that gun? I think that's the best thing to do. Oh wow. Losing a lot more infantry this time, straight away. Where did I put the Maxim? I ideally need it by the outpost zone in support. Where's the MG for third squad? There he is. I put him in the building. Maybe we can get him to take this position. Wow. Losing guys left, right and centre. Oh. Felled Vabel. Not in a good spot. Hit the deck. Nope, gonna lose him. I should probably jump on that MG, really. Of course, out rounds. Oh, got someone crawling up. No, you're not. Sure is reloading a lot for a belt-fed machine gun, but wow, that's a lot of... Right, that Maxim's pulled up now. Oh, this AT group not doing well. Missed every shot. Didn't get through. Wow, there is a lot of support weapons on the map. That's 76, still chewing me up over here on the left. Yeah, push quite heavy. This is where it gets stressful. I'm going to slowly withdraw from the outpost zone over here, just because I don't want to lose crazy amounts of infantry. Over here they are into my battle zone. But I've got 4 squad who I can counter with nicely. Thankfully that worked quite well. Yeah, that was it. I needed to use the mortar to get rid of this 76. Come on, get a lucky hit. The vehicles have pulled up and they are getting enfilade fire on the strong point, so I'm pulling back. Infantry's all over. Pull back to this trench line for now. See if we can hold this position. So the enemy has to come into the buildings to fight me now. I don't think that mortar's hit yet. Come on. Do I have a lucky strike? Oh, I do with that mortar. Oh well, I'm just going to kill it. Cheating. There you go. That was cheating, because the first person mod gives you the advantage. Right. Where's my MG? He can do some damage up there, can he? Wrong button. Well, I'm out of ammo, and I didn't bring any of my ammo up to the line, which is unfortunate, because I'm out on the right flank. I think this is going okay. Hopefully that was their main attack. Should probably get these guys. Is that a T37 again? It's a T37 once again. Let me check on first squad. Just make sure. Yep, Max is still alive. Max is still kicking. Max is holding the line with his buddies. Maybe if I bring the machine gun up there, I can get these guys on the flank. I'm gonna pull these guys back just because they're going to take damage when they don't need to. I am losing quite a lot of guys this time, but it happens. No, I lost the MG42. Get someone else to jump on it. Yeah, this is not the best defense I've ever done. And I lost the outpost zone pretty quickly. However, I don't really have an answer to the enemy support weapons or vehicles yet. I mean, I had some AT riflemen and some Gren riflemen. But they obviously didn't cut it. I'll have to take these vehicles out with the nades. So I suppose I just have to bait them into coming into this battle zone. I think it worked fairly well with the outpost zone, because I didn't just lose my defense straight away, because when I've defended in the past, you know, I just have one line of defense, maybe some units behind, but I had another complete line behind that was ready to go. the forward post couldn't handle it anymore. And this is quite a large push on this point. Get some grenades in that doorway. But they are struggling to get in. Oh, they're throwing nades now, but I've got a medic just there. So, is this AT rifleman doing anything? I could have done this like 5 minutes ago, but I didn't. I'll get these to flank it and get some grenades on it. Hopefully. Oh no, there is. What is that? Stop these guys before they run around, because I saw something on the map. It's a support weapon, but I want it gone. Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, it's in Maxim. Oh no, what's that? No, this is quite risky. So, one guy's going to do it on his own. Dominic, you're up. Nice job, Dominic. A true soldier. How's first squad doing? He's okay. That's Krieg. I believe we might have repelled the enemy. There are a few enemy weapons still kicking about, so I'm going to clean these up using my encirclement tactics. So I'm going to put a patrol together. And we're going to go after some enemy weapons. Hopefully not losing any further units. So I don't think losses have been too heavy. Maybe 10, maybe 20. I'm not sure. I really don't know. No, maybe 10, 15 guys. I should have dug those outpost zones first. However, I'm learning, so it's all part of the game. Oh, get down. Another MG still on the field. How should I deal with this? Did that ammo make it? Sure did. It's quite hard to approach that MG. However, this rifleman has had enough of Maxims. So he's going to sort them out. Missed. No more Maxim. Good job, Elmar. There's a medal in it for you. Max Kreig. Here he is. Nice job, Leutnant. Nice job, Max. Caused some serious damage. I wonder how many casualties they took. Maybe 150, 200 maybe. There's quite a lot of bodies in this one spot. Now I'll recrew any equipment that is left. There's a couple of Maxims that I can sell. There's another Maxim up here that Elmar so valiantly took out. Where did I put that tank crew? There they are, they're just moving up. There's 2 tanks to crew. So one of them can do that one. And the others can do this one. The enemy seems to have a lot of T37s. What's this, the 4th? Killed about 4 of them. Overall, I think that went okay. I didn't manage to get an outpost zone up before the enemy arrived. So going forward, I'm going to do that first. It's kind of common sense now I think about it, but I just got a bit excited and carried away. The battle zones, or the main line of defence, held for both objectives, and I really liked this strategy. It's a shame I couldn't have put it on a hill, but I did get to do it in a town, a little village, which worked well, especially when I was able to withdraw my troops to the main battle zone, but also just pulled them away behind the buildings for cover, and then managed to sneak back round, take this tank out. Oh no, so that means 5 tanks I've taken out because I've fully destroyed that one. 5 T37 A's. 4 which I've stolen or will now be mine. Very nice. So that's pretty much it. Nice work, everybody. What I might do is, where are my friendlies? Ammo bearer. He's going to give his helmet to Mr. Max Kreig, the man himself. There you go. He's got a helmet on now. Lot of bodies here too. There you go. That's the BM mod. Looks like a piece of meat. I mean, I suppose that's all we are. But yeah, quite a lot of bodies on this side. Another friendly. Another loss. Another one. Yeah, I've taken some losses, but here's what's left of a friend. Made a joke with him yesterday. There's Gren Rifleman dead. One thing I might do before the match ends is find a weapon for my medic, just because I always put him in those leading squads, so you can get the PPSH 41 drum. And now I have to find the right corpse for the ammo. Is it the AT support? Negative. Is it? It's not the rifleman, is it? Penal SMG. There he is. He's going to have to get rid of some bandages, but that's okay. He's got enough. There we go. Who's this? Carl Gustav is now armed with a PPSH. Taken from somebody he killed himself, most likely, with his Luger. So that's it. The game has ended. I'm just going to make sure these vehicles are crewed again, so I have them to sell. Now let's look at the numbers. So just under 10% of their losses. 17 killed, but I killed 181. Or 183, actually. So I wouldn't call that terrible in ratio terms. However, I believe I could have done better. That third squad building that outpost zone was unnecessarily killed, really. I should have done that first. However, we always make mistakes in this game, and that's where you learn, isn't it? So I'm going to continue this series. I'm going to look at some more references going forward for the attack, try out some new units that I haven't really used too much. I feel like I'm getting better at this game, but also just strategy in general, and a lot of these things I'm learning can be applied to any World War II strategy game or any RTS military game. Thanks again for watching, especially if you're here at the end, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.